Max Ralph Shalom, November 13th, 1934. I was in Brooklyn, New York, Bensonhurst Maternity Hospital, 72nd Street, Bay Parkway. The best I know is a rabbi told us that there was a rabbi in Spain, about 1500 or 14, around 1492. His name was Rabbi Abraham Shalom, but I don't know any more than that. I had an uncle who was born in Syria, my father's brother, and he got, unfortunately, run over in the United States in 1920 or 21 when he came. I don't know him because I wasn't born until 1934, but this is what was told me. His name was Max. My sister just died. She was 102 and a half. Her name was Farida Ruth Sup. Then I had a sister, Molly Shabbat. She died in 2017 or 2018. Then I had a brother, Joe, the oldest of the boys, and he died in 2017. And then I had a brother, Milton, Sonny. He just died last year, 2023. And then I had a brother, unfortunately, he was about 3 or 4 years old. He had an accident in the house. He lasted till he was about 14 or 15 years old in the home, and finally he died. And then I came. So a total of 4 boys and 2 girls. Moshe, and he was born in Syria in 1896. He came when he was 18 years old, but most of the people left when they turned 18. But he had a good personality, joked a little bit. He was fortunate when he came to America to open up a business, and it was a thriving business before the Depression, and then they did well after the Depression too. But he retired at 50. He was a religious individual. I liked to read a lot at home. He had books, Hebrew books. When he retired, he came to the synagogue at 4 o'clock every day. He'd sit with a group of people much older than him. And they used to read, bring a rabbi or somebody in there to read for them. He never drove, so everything was foot travel. Her name is Jamida, or we call her Jenny. Ess, E-S-S-E-S. Now, my grandmother's side is very interesting. My grandmother was an orphan, and my grandfather married her, and she had these 3 girls and a boy. Very interesting. I think she's born in Syria. My father married her in 1919. I think there's a distant relation between them, I'm not sure. 1900. She died 94 years old, I know, 1900. I was 7 years old when she passed. She was sick most of the time when I was growing up. My grandmother lived with us, spoke Arabic, so I was forced to learn the Arabic. My father spoke to me in Arabic, and we more or less, but I couldn't tell you too much because it happened before I was 7. She was pretty, big blue eyes. My mother had 2 sisters. I knew one since she lived there and one in Mexico. We were very friendly. Came to the house all the time. They were in manufacturing handkerchiefs and infants wear. They had factories in New York and they had Puerto Rico. When he first got married, he bought a house on 65th Street and 21st Avenue, 21st and 22nd. In 1928, he moved to West 4th and Avenue. That was 8 blocks away. My mother liked the big house, about 20 rooms. And then 1929, the Depression came. This is what he told us. And he went back on his feet in 1933, 1934. They bought stocks again and stuff like that. You know. There was Mauer's Labion, Hebrew Jewish Aid Society. I used to go to banks and cash checks in them. They had several bank accounts. They had to move money for months and months. They gave checks welfare to people. The people went and cashed a check at 18,000, giving people that need to food, subsistence. That's right, before we called Harim. He would maintain months at a time yeshivas all over the world. Basically Morocco, Osara Torah, those places. People told me, the Moroccans, that he used to visit them and make sure they all had a Jewish education. Most of his life went to charity. Of course, he succeeded heavily, very big. He's my father's half brother from a different mother. My father was close to him. I was very close to him. And my father had a brother too, younger than him, 4 years younger. And I told you about the other one who had killed in a bicycle, 1920. Well, we all lived in one house as siblings. I went to school a few blocks away. My grandmother used to take me to school, bring me back. This is when I was a kid. And we got along. My sister got married, the older sister got married early. 1941 she got married. That's the older sister. Then there was another sister got married. And then my brother in 1946, my other brother in 1949. Of course, the other brother that I talked about was in a home, he never got married. I went to public school in Brooklyn, McDowell Avenue on Avenue P with PS 177. And then I went to Seth Lowe Junior High School, which is on West 12th and Avenue P, also the other side, near the park and near where they built the center. Our high school was Lafayette High School. That was on Avenue down in the ends there. College was very light, a year or so. Had no interest in it. Wanted to go into business or whatever. We went to Talmud Torah, 4 hours. So they teach you the Bible, you learn everything. There's 2 hours of English and 2 hours of Hebrew. Sundays, now we play outside. We had some friends. Play ball mostly. Punch ball, I don't know if you ever heard that. Stick ball, and football, but it was association. 2-touch tackle. Saturday we used to play. We had a big house, but on the side there was a driveway that belonged to next door. We used to play plunge ball, all that, and fight, and yell and holler until we ate lunch. And we had disappeared. My cousin would come over. We went to shul, everybody in the shul, we normally, they all attended. We sat, I sat with my father, but people came and sat in the back. And there were groups of people, and they were quiet in the prayer, they did the praying, and they left. Friday night we leave, we spent about an hour. We didn't go there too much because you live far. We went to Ashkenazim. There was a lot of Ashkenazim where we live, 8 blocks away, and they had prayers. My father, being he donated money to them, he knew what time they started, and I was accustomed that way too. Saturday morning, yes, only 67th Street. Saturday night, 67th Street. When we went to Hebrew, we had to be careful how we walked, no Hebrew hats. At that time, Hitler, we didn't give us a chance, to get hurt. So we never said we were Jewish. And Jewish teachers got off on Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. They built in 1923, and next to it, Talmud Torah. How they built it, collected money from a poor majority, I would say 85% were very poor. They were lucky to make $25 a week. This is what it was told me, I wasn't around there. So the shul came up nice, beautiful. They use it now, they fixed it a lot. They use it now for, unfortunately, for burial services. I went to my cousin's house, I stayed then. Once in a while I'd stay in Brooklyn and go to Washington Bay, it's a Kodiak. We went to Locker with my father and swim. He taught me to swim, he taught me how to swim. Most of the time was Bradley Beach. It was my cousin, my father's brother, his wife. They invited me with their kids. They had 6 kids themselves, and I spent the whole summer with them. They were very nice to me. Really, in the Bible at this point, I think Shavuot is probably the happiest holiday of all of them. We went to 67th Street, went up to Torah, we studied speech, and they made a party in the house, maybe 50, 60 people, 100 people, I don't know, can't believe it, because I had a big house. And then we had a caterer, and we had 2 or 3 big rooms upstairs that people came. They invited, almost everybody who invited them, family, long-lost cousins. Shaul Katzin wrote my speech. He tutored me, and I was able to get up and say and speak. Well, teenage, You know, they had started a center on WP, 1950. So we used to go at night to there. They had a bowling alley. They had a luncheonette down there, a table for a few years. Before that, we didn't go out too much at night. Then we started hanging out in cars and playing games at night, you know, driving around. That's the way we met our wives, what we knew. My first wife was my brother. My brother married one of my sisters. That was his niece. My sister was instrumental in putting us together. Sylvia Blanco, which is Beta, the same name. Ocean Parker Jewish Center. It was the afternoon wedding that he gave you a box of candy and go home. That was the wedding. Not fancy, you know. I got married, my first marriage in 1957. I was 23. Miami, Florida was the honeymoon. So we spent 7 or 8 days there. That was our honeymoon. R Shalom and Jamie Shalom. Morris was born 1959. Jamie was born 1962. And my wife died in 72. So we were married 15 years. They had the 2 kids. Jamie was 10 and Morris 14. Bar mitzvah, Morris, next year she died. Her name is Gail Laniato. Her mother was Jamal. They were very nice people. He was married and his wife was 17 years different, 17 years. And my wife was 17 years younger than me. She lived in Richmond. And Sylvia Franco, I don't know if you know Louis Franco, she was friendly with my sister Molly. She was also friendly with my mother. So she said, one day I have someone for you. She was very sweet. We went to it was in the summer of 1978, yeah, the summer. And she kept on coming on weekends and marrying me to like 6 or 7. And I got married in 1979. That was 6.5 years after my wife passed. Brooklyn, the house, March 1979. And the other wedding was in March too. My first marriage was also March. The honeymoon we went to Spain, went to France. At that time we enjoyed, very nice. Yes, we have a daughter. Her name is Margaret, named after my mother-in-law. And she's about 45, born 1979, I think in December. And I'm married 45 years. I did enjoy my second marriage much, and I still do. I think a woman is, the biggest praise you have as a woman is she looks forward to you, takes care of you, and also you should take care of her and respect her every degree possible. We all get it, sometimes we don't all get it wrong, but thank God she's here and she's available to me. Thank you. Well, you gotta respect the world, respect Torah, and you'll succeed, you'll be very successful in life. And the other thing is there's no perfection in this world. Don't try to be perfect, but go along with what's right and what's wrong. That's all I can tell you. God was my leader. Every time I was in trouble, he helped me up.